Hi, the Mudbrooker here. I'm in a waffle frame of mind this morning, and Heather, the Kneady Homesteader, recently posted a video where she's gotten rid of all of her Teflon cookware and switched over to cast iron. So I decided to show her some of the other things that you can do with cast iron cookware. Today, I'm going to make me some waffles using state-of-the-art cast iron technology. Well, at least it was back. Let me see if I can get the light so you can see the patent date on this thing. Come on. There we go. That's a Wagner, patented July 26, 1892, waffle iron. And while I'm talking, I'm going to put this over here on the burner so it starts to get heated up. Now, to make waffles on a cast iron waffle iron, you're going to need a few things. 2 or 3 tablespoons of melted lard, a timer, a basting brush, a meat fork that fits, let's see if I can do this one-handed here, a meat fork that fits between the knobs on your waffle iron and in between there. Comes in real handy to help pry it loose, because even though it won't necessarily stick, you still got to work it loose a little bit. And early on, you're going to have to go through a lot of trial and error to figure out the times and amounts of batter to use on that. So you're going to want a natural bristle, not nylon or polyester, but a cheap natural bristle paintbrush to brush the crumbs off your iron. And of course, if you're going to do any sort of cooking at all, you absolutely must have a slightly moist English Mastiff underfoot. Now, let's see, we're warming up good here. This particular waffle iron is meant for using on a wood stove. It has a low ring, and what you would do, you would take one of the eyes off your wood stove. The eyes, the top of a wood range was flat, and it had several little round covers of different sizes nested into each other. And you take one of the covers off, put the ring on, set the waffle iron on it, and it was open underneath so you could just flip the waffle iron without having to lift it. But since I'm using an electric stove to flip it, I have to pick it up a little bit and flip it over. Later on, they made waffle irons that had a tall ring that you could use on a gas stove. You set it over the gas burner and there was room enough underneath it to flip it. But here we are with my electric stove, which works pretty good. It doesn't actually touch the burner. It's about a finger's width above the element. Now, they do make new cast iron waffle irons, but they don't have the ring. They're made to sit right on the grill of a gas stove. And if you're trying to find old ones, it's fairly easy to find the waffle iron itself, but the rings are tough to come by because they're pretty thin cast iron and they're pretty delicate. You can see this one here's got a little chunk broke out of that ear. And you can use them right on the grate of a gas stove. So I'm gonna put this on the tripod, and I'll come back in a minute once my waffle iron is heated up. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes and my iron is heated up. You check that by wetting your finger and touching the thing. If it makes that little blast of steam, you know you're good to go. Get both sides hot, then you open it up and you brush it lightly with the melted lard. Get her in there good. Flip it over. Get the other side. And we're ready for some batter. Now, it helps a lot if you make your batter up and let it rest for 2 or 3 hours beforehand, or even do it the night before like I did and leave it in the fridge. Because once it rests a little bit, it flows a lot better. And you can judge needs just a drip more. And you can judge how much you're using. Close her up. And away we go. Now, I found that it takes 3.5 minutes on the first side. It's okay to leave it a little bit short on your batter, but you don't want to overfill it because then it'll run out the sides and you'll have smoking charred batter dripping on your burners. Oop, there she is coming out the sides a little. Damn it. Yeah, not too bad, I don't think. And you can see there's quite a bit of steam coming out. That's one of the things you're watching for, is how much steam you get. But that's got to cook for 3.5 minutes on that side, and I'll be back when that's done and show you what's next. Okay, it's time to flip this over. And we still got a fair bit of steam coming out and a little bit of smoke from that. But the second side takes a lot less time than the first. It only takes about 2 minutes on that side. So we'll let that go, and I'll come back when it's ready to come out. Okay, it's almost time to take this out. Got about 10 seconds left before the moment of truth. 8, 7, 6. Okay, now we'll carefully open it. A little bit overdone. And pry them loose a little bit here. The handles on this are made for somebody with smaller hands, so they kind of stick. There we go. Look at that. A little bit overdone on the first side for some reason, but there is a waffle. Now, the first couple of batches of these you make, you're probably going to ruin, so you don't want to have somebody hanging around laughing at you. But it takes a little bit of practice to figure out how much batter to use, how much time to use, but eventually you should get some pretty nice results. And now for the acid test. Piece of waffle. I think he approves. I almost forgot. Before you run your second batch, take your brush and brush the crumbs off. And that's all there is to that.